Before getting into this, a brief disclaimer. This video is commentary on public clips, public statements, and long-running narratives within comedy culture. It's not intended to encourage harassment toward Brendan Schaub, Brian Callen, Amy Schumer, or anyone else. The goal is to look at why a moment landed the way it did and what it says about the current comedy ecosystem. After Amy Schumer publicly announced her divorce on Instagram, describing the split as amicable and focused on co-parenting, the news quickly filtered into podcast discourse. One clip that began circulating widely shows Brendan Schaub alongside Brian Callen on The Fighter and the Kid reacting to Schumer's announcement. In the clip as it's been shared, Schaub roasts Schumer by calling her a then follows it with what is framed as an apology that undercuts itself by calling her an oinker.
Oh, hell no. Look at that current event. Amy Schumer and her husband got a divorce. This loses weight. I didn't mean to say pig. This oinker loses weight and then divorces.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
What happened when you're all fat? What happened? I thought that was the life. I thought everything was all good. You told us body positive. And then you lose weight, you divorce your fucking husband, and we're the bad people?
Well, she's tough.
And she deleted every picture where she's from her Instagram. Did you know that?
Yeah, she's...
Hey,
well, listen.
There's Google.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, what is it? The Ozempic is like...
She put blah, blah, blah. Chris and I have made a difficult decision to end our marriage after 7 years. We love each other very much. I got skinny. I've moved on. Wow. Wow. Impressive. I dropped some pounds and thought I could bag a basketball player, and not because he's hot. James Beard, award-winning chef who can still pull some hot tail. Oh, so yeah, basically that's exactly
what I don't
said.
give a fuck about her. But anyway.
She's a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. She's just...
Look at him. He's exhausted.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a chef, and
yeah.
I bring it home every night. Nobody gets to try it. Imagine getting skinny and then fucking divorcing. That's like you getting jacked and then divorcing your wife.
Yeah, and I'm going to get jacked.
Well.
We'll see. Well, there you go.
You know what? He's probably better off.
You think?
Look at his face in that.
He doesn't look very happy, yeah.
Look at his face.
Or he's happy.
Look at her. They look miserable.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man.
Whether meant as a joke, provocation, or off-the-cuff riff, the moment struck many viewers as needlessly cruel rather than sharp or insightful. What makes the exchange feel especially uncomfortable is that the insult doesn't really function as comedy so much as blunt body shaming. It isn't a critique of Schumer's work, persona, or comedic style. It's a basic physical insult. The apology element, rather than diffusing the moment, arguably worsens it, because it reads less like reflection and more like doubling down with a wink. This kind of half walk back has become familiar in podcast culture, where saying something outrageous is often rewarded with attention, and the subsequent clarification becomes part of the content cycle rather than an actual course correction. The reaction is also shaped by Schumer's openness about her health. She has spoken publicly about having endometriosis and undergoing significant surgeries, including a hysterectomy and other procedures. That context doesn't make her immune from criticism or jokes, but it does change how weight-based insults land. For many people, hearing those kinds of remarks in light of her medical history feels less like comedy and more like punching down without much thought behind it. At the same time, Amy Schumer has been a contentious figure in comedy for years, and that history matters when trying to understand why reactions to her are so intense. She has long divided both fans and fellow comedians. One major source of resentment has been repeated accusations of joke stealing.
It dawned on me that I don't see it in colors. I don't. In high school, I went out with this Chinese girl for a while once. I didn't even know she was Chinese. I thought, I don't know, maybe really tired, you know? No, seriously, I felt bad. I kept bringing her home early every night. I said, you get a little sleep, we'll do this again another time. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
No, I couldn't be less racist. I mean it. I was at a party 2 weeks ago in LA, and who walks in but Michelle Kwan? And out of nowhere, she tells me that Oliver Stone, you know, the director, she's like, he has this huge Asian fetish, and I find it totally offensive. And I'm like, why, Quan? That sounds awesome, you know? And she's like, well, I'm offended because I'm Asian. And I was just like, well, I'm sorry, but I didn't even notice that. I thought you were just like really tired.
Schumer has denied those accusations, arguing that similarities in premises can happen independently, but for many comics, the allegation alone is enough to permanently damage trust. Joke theft is one of the few charges in stand-up that carries near universal stigma because originality is the core currency of the craft. Another flashpoint was the widely discussed incident years ago where Schumer interrupted a younger comedian's set at a New York club to try material. Although the comedian involved later expressed mixed feelings and acknowledged the exposure, many people in comedy circles viewed the moment as a violation of club etiquette and hierarchy. To them, it symbolized a double standard, behavior that would be unacceptable from an unknown comic being normalized when done by someone famous. Brendan Schaub himself was among those who publicly criticized that incident at the time, which adds another layer of irony to the current situation.
Can we revisit the Amy Schumer incident?
Yeah.
We got some shit for this.
I got some. So I got some.
Let me start by this.
I just got some new information.
Let me defend both. So all we see is Amy Schumer interrupts comic set, which is normal, which is typical, and then then from there, then we kind of defended Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Fill us in, Chin.
Yeah, well, I guess there's more details saying that she really did. So it was a headlining event for that kid or that guy, Brendan.
His name's Brendan. And so at Caroline's, it was his first headlining event. His family and friends sold, right, this place is packed to see him do his first hour ever as a headlining event. Two other comics go on. This, from my understanding, this is from Legion of Skanks. Shout out to Legion of Skanks. From my understanding, he's 5 minutes into doing his first hour at Caroline's for his family and friends. Amy Schumer walks in, goes to the manager, goes, "Hey, I need to do my monologue." Correct me if I'm wrong on this, Jen. Goes, "I need to do my monologue for Saturday Night Live. I'm going to go up there." And the manager goes, "He's doing an hour. Wait till he's done. He can go up." She turns around and looks at him. This is from the manager. And she goes, "I'm fucking Amy Schumer. I'm going up," which to me is a huge red flag. You're not living reality. And her movie bombed. So then she walks, goes to the stage and goes, hey, to the side. "Hey, I need to go up." Brendan, being younger, not dealing with it, goes, panics, goes, "Okay."
All of this feeds into why Schumer has become, for some, a kind of cultural lightning rod. She represents larger arguments about privilege, gatekeeping, and who gets protected within comedy. When someone like Schaub takes a swing at her, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It taps into years of built-up resentment, criticism, and unresolved debates about fairness in the industry. There's also the lingering conversation about Joe Rogan and comedy's informal power structure. Rogan is closely associated with one of the most famous public confrontations over joke stealing in modern stand-up history, and because of that, some fans feel there's an inconsistency in how accusations are addressed depending on who's involved.
I'm somebody important enough that he had to end the show by saying Carlos been stealing. That's who I am.
You don't know that nobody supports comedy. You don't know that nobody. If someone steals a riff from a song, that shit's in the news constantly. Motherfuckers steal shit and make it on HBO. They steal shit, they put it on television. What are you saying? Listen, I know you
You're saying that you're acting like a little bitch.
No, you're not saying that.
Yes.
With me, motherfucker.
Viewed impartially, the Schaub-Schumer moment says as much about the current podcast economy as it does about either individual. Podcasts reward immediacy, exaggeration, and provocation. The line between roasting and cruelty gets thin, especially when personal events like a divorce become fodder for commentary. In that environment, an insult can rack up views long before anyone stops to ask whether it was actually funny, necessary, or revealing of anything beyond impulse.